Hi, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed your snow day and have enjoyed the weekend. Since we didn't have a chance to get together for our faculty meeting on Friday, I just wanted to jump on here to review some information about student led conferences. This year, we've made a few small changes to the conferences, and those really relate to the document that the students will use. After receiving some feedback from students and teachers, we decided to combine the student agenda and the individual class reflections into one. So now students will just have one set of Google Slides for their conference, and hopefully, this will make the process a little bit less redundant for students and will make things a bit easier for teachers and advisors just to manage and review the student work. So now I just want to walk you through the steps and to show you where all the student-led documents, student-led conference documents are housed. So I'm going to back out of this. And if I go here, I'm going to go to Google Drive. We'll go to Shared Drives, and you'll go to the Middle School Team Drive. You can then scroll down to Student-led Conferences, and there's a folder called February 2022. This is where you can find all the current information for this year. So you'll see there is a slide deck for each grade level, and we'll talk a little bit more about that, but those will end up getting posted to your advisory Google Classroom. Then there's a great calendar that Taylor worked on just so you have all of the dates with so much going on at this time of year. This document here just is a little bit more specific and detailed about the student-led conference reporting timeline. There's also a video here. This is the video that will be shared with students for Monday morning meeting. And then the slides are also included with the very basic information that students will get about student-led conferences. So now I'm just going to open one of the slides for you all, and I'm just going to walk you through what those look like. Okay, so this should look very familiar. A, where it asks who I am as a learner. This comes right off of the student agenda that we've used in the past. So students will work on this document both in advisory and in their academic classes and for homework. Section A, when they're thinking about who they are as a learner, is something that will be completed in advisory. The second slide asks them to think about their strengths, and this is something we had in the past, but this year we just included the portrait of a learner, and we're asking students to think about these skills and which of these they find to be their strengths. The language used here may not be familiar to the students, so I would spend some time going through it with them and just summarizing what each of these skills are. There's also a section where they can include what they feel are just their general strengths as they have in the past. Section B is where we work on the individual class reflections. So right now the department chairs are just filling these in with the reflections that you've probably used in the past or maybe making a few updates to them. This year, we are encouraging students to think about one artifact that they might want to share during their conference. So, this might be just a point of pride for them, something that really shows their growth. We want students to really think about the learning process. We don't need them to bring their best piece of work or their highest grade. In fact, we'd rather just really think about the process. And maybe that's a strategy they use that worked really well this semester. It could even be a piece of work where their teacher gave them feedback and they incorporated that feedback. So that's pretty open ended for the students to really just think about on their own what they would like to bring for their conference. So when we get to the individual class reflections, you will see in different colors each subject area. And then, as I mentioned, the department chairs are just finalizing these reflections and they'll be dropping them in. But then after they go through those reflections, there's going to be a summary slide. On the summary slide, they're going to think about the detailed reflection and then come up with their point of strength and their goal. So we'll go through each of the subject areas. Math already dropped theirs in, so you can see this is the specific questions they'll reflect on for math. And then as a result, they'll do their summary slide. Science, world language. They'll fill something in for their electives and their extracurricular activities. And then we get to section C, who I am as a citizen. This is, again, something they'll complete in advisory. And then we get to the conclusion. This year, we tweaked the conclusion just a little bit, just so it wasn't so redundant. We've removed the goals from section D. We just felt like they were well covered by reflecting and setting a goal in each of their subject areas. But you will see again, we've added those elements from the portrait of a learner when they think about their areas of growth. And then students have an opportunity just to add some final thoughts and a wrap up at the end of their conference. So, in the coming week, we will definitely spend more time going through information for student led conferences, but I just wanted you to have a bit of an overview. And this week, we will have two homework assignments. Science and history will be assigning their reflections for homework this week. So, again, just wanted you to have a bit of information. And following Monday morning meeting, we're asking for advisors to share the Google Slides with their advisees through their Google Classroom. So grade level deans will share out some more information about the process and steps for that. And if you have any questions before we have an opportunity to meet, don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks so much.